Welcome to Experiment Scary. She was the most beautiful woman on the front pages of magazines. Her face adorned billboards across the city. But who would have thought, in just 7 days, her beauty transformed into something beyond human. And all that remained were screams. Her name is Valerie Amanda, 27 years old. She's a top model whose name is always trending on social media. She has a perfect face, a well-proportioned body, and a brilliant career ahead. July 2024. Valerie and the fashion magazine production team flew to a remote jungle for an exclusive photo shoot. The concept? Beauty meets wild. The location they chose was a tropical rainforest rarely touched by humans. The head photographer, Bobby, said this spot was perfect. The light filtering through the leaves, the mystical, thin mist, a backdrop that could never be replicated in any studio. But there was something they didn't know about the forest. The first day of shooting went smoothly. Valerie stood on a large moss-covered rock, wearing a translucent white dress that fluttered in the breeze, perfect for the camera. During a break, Valerie sat by a small stream. She took off her shoes and let her feet touch the cool water. And that's where she felt it. And suddenly something bit his ankle. Valerie screamed. The crew ran over. When they saw what was stuck to her skin, everyone fell silent. It's a centipede, but not an ordinary centipede. It was nearly a foot long. Its body was a metallic silver that gleamed like metal. Its body segments moved in a way that was unnatural, and most terrifying of all, its eyes. The centipede had eyes, not ordinary insect eyes, but clear, black, and seemingly attentive. Bobby tried to pull it away, but the centipede sank its fangs deeper before finally breaking free and fleeing at impossible speed into the bushes. The bite marks? 2 small holes that were bleeding, mixed with a clear liquid that smelled like ammonia. That night, Valerie couldn't sleep. Her ankle felt hot. Not just hot, it felt like something was burning from the inside. She tried applying ice. It didn't help. In fact, the ice melted faster than it should have on contact with her skin. Day 2. Valerie forced herself to continue the shoot. But the makeup artist began to notice something strange. Valerie's normally perfectly smooth skin began to look different. A small texture had appeared on her neck, like tiny, almost invisible scales. "Val, what body scrub are you using? Why is your skin so rough?" asked the makeup artist while trying to cover it with foundation. Valerie just smiled weakly. She didn't want to admit that since last night she had felt something moving beneath her skin. Day 3. The itching started to attack. Valerie scratched her arm non-stop. Her skin began to peel off, not like normal dead skin, but like hard flakes falling off and leaving a new surface beneath. Darker surface, harder, more segmented. On the 3rd night, Valerie woke up short of breath. She ran to the bathroom and turned on the light. What he saw in the mirror made him step back until his back hit the wall. Her eyes, her beautiful eyes, always the main attraction, began to change. The whites of her eyes turned yellow, and her pupils, they began to elongate vertically, like the eyes of a reptile. She wanted to scream, call for help, but something stopped her. A voice in her head, a voice that wasn't her own, a voice whispering in a language she didn't understand. But somehow she understood what it meant.
Growing, changing, perfecting.
4th day, Valerie didn't come out of her room. Bobby knocked repeatedly on the door. "Val, we have to finish our last session of the day." There was no answer, only a strange sound from inside, a sound like something hard scraping against the floor. They decided to open the door with a spare key. What they found wasn't Valerie. The room was destroyed. The sheets were torn. The mirror was broken. Deep scratches on the walls were like claws. And in the corner, huddled in the shadows, something was there. "Val," Bobby whispered in a trembling voice. The creature moved. Slowly, it stood. Its once perfectly slender body was now bent in an unnatural manner. Its spine jutted out sharply, forming segments like armor. Its skin? It no longer looked human. Its surface was now covered in a shiny exoskeleton, hard, segmented, and blackish silver, like the shell of a giant centipede. His arms lengthened, his fingers transforming into sharp claws with extra joints that were unbecoming of a human body. But the most terrifying thing was his face. Valerie's beautiful face was still faintly visible, but her jaw had split open, splitting into two halves like an insect's mandible. From her open mouth, hundreds of tiny centipede legs protruded, searching for prey. Her eyes, once beautiful and full of life, were now glowing green compound eyes. But within them, a trace of human consciousness still remained. Tears flowed from those eyes. Her voice was broken, distorted, mixed with the hissing and clicking of centipede legs. Then he attacked. Bobby never told me what really happened in that room, because he didn't get out. What remained of the production team was only 3 people. They ran out of the hotel screaming, "Call the police, ask for help." But when the officers came and opened the room, empty. There was just blood, lots of blood, and strange tracks on the floor, tracks of something moving on many legs. This case was immediately closed by the government. Special teams and biologists, as well as the Ministry of Defense, went to the location. They took all the blood samples, all evidence, all recordings. Dr. Dora, a molecular biologist involved in the investigation, said something that was never allowed to be published. The DNA in that blood sample, 47% was still human, but the remaining 53%? We have no reference for that. Not Earth DNA. The helical structure has 6 strands, not 2. And the scariest thing, the DNA was still actively mutating even after being separated from its host. That silver centipede is not an Earth species. Somehow the creature arrived in the jungles of Papua, perhaps falling from the sky, perhaps carried by a meteor, perhaps something darker. And its bite didn't just inject venom. He injects an alien life code that slowly rewrites every cell in Valerie's body. Change it, perfecting it, making him a new creature. For 2 weeks there have been reports from residents around the Papuan forests. They hear strange noises at night, seeing something moving fast in the dark, lost livestock or found in the same condition, empty body, all internal fluids sucked out. Then, everything stopped. No more reports, no more traces. The creature disappeared completely. Or he learned to hide. 6 months later, an urban explorer blogger discovered something. He was exploring an old abandoned warehouse, and in one of the rooms, he found a hard drive. The hard drive contains the final footage from Valerie's photoshoot. Footage that was never uploaded, never seen by the public. In the recording, Valerie is posing under a waterfall. Her smile is perfect. Her body movements are elegant. But there's something in the background. Between the trees right behind him was a silhouette. Silhouette of something tall, slim, with lots of legs moving slowly. And when the camera zooms in on Valerie's face in the final frame before the footage cuts, his eyes have changed. The bite occurred on the first day, not the second day. That means everything that happened after was planned. It was controlled. Valerie is not possessed. She was chosen. The surviving researchers don't want to talk about their final theory. But someone leaked a document entitled Infestation Protocol Early Stages of Colonization. So, if tonight you hear the sound of small steps on the floor of your room, if you feel something crawling on the wall, don't look down, because he's probably already crawling under your bed, and he isn't alone anymore. Have a good night's sleep.